Hi Heart and Hand, this is Miss Amber with our middle school program. I am here today to teach you a little bit about music. I hope that you guys are all doing well. Once again, miss seeing all of you, and I hope that this first week back to school online is going okay. So today we're going to be making guitars from things that we have in our homes. There are lots of different things you can do to make your own musical instruments at home. So even if you don't love this activity, there are lots and lots of other things you can look up online. Or if you comment on this, then I can also give you some other activities you can do in the future too, especially if you also really like this activity. So what you need for today, you need any kind of box you can find. I'm just going to use a cereal box that I have. You can use shoe boxes, you can use packaging boxes, boxes you get in the mail, really anything, Kleenex. You need a pair of scissors, you need some tape, you need rubber bands, and it's really good if you can have them be different shapes and sizes. So I have some small ones, some big ones, different kinds. And then you'll need a marker, just to help you make sure you know where you're cutting things out. If you want to have some other kinds of markers to color your guitar afterwards, that's also awesome. So, my first question for you is, what, if anything, do you know about guitars? Or have you ever played a guitar before? This guitar is obviously going to look a lot different than a normal guitar that you're holding like this. But it's still going to make some cool different sounds based on how we stretch the rubber bands across it. So what we want to do to start is you want to draw a circle like in the middle, top middle of your box, where you're going to cut out the circle for your guitar. So something like that. And then you want to put 5 dots across both sides of your box. And that's where you're going to be stringing your rubber bands from. So what we'll do right now is cut out our circle, and this could be kind of hard to do, so if you need help from somebody to make sure you're safe, please ask for it. If you feel like you can do this on your own, that's awesome too. Just be super duper careful, because you're going to need to puncture the box with your scissors first, and then once your scissors in it, you can just cut out your circle. So let me do that really quick, and then I'll show you what it looks like. So, there's my circle in my box. This came out of it. Doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to have enough to let your sound in. Now what we want to do is we want to get this side of the box. If you have a cereal box, we want to get this closed. If you have any other kind of box, like a shoe box or a tissue box or something, you're probably already good to go. But those that are using cereal boxes, just get some tape, and we're going to tape across the top to seal our boxes up. And one more. Okay, so that's nice and closed now, see? Okay, so my next step is going to be to poke holes, these 5 holes in our box that we're gonna put our rubber bands through. So once again, we're using scissors, so please be careful. And once again, ask your family for help if you need it. All you're really gonna do is just push a little bit to make a hole. You just need to make a little hole in your box. So take a second to do that. 5 holes across the top, 5 holes across the bottom. Also, if you have if your family has access to just a knife you can use to poke these holes, or a box cutter, or an X-Acto knife, or a craft knife, anything like that will also work well. You want to make sure that these are exactly like as close as you can to being across from each other. If you can see this hole and this hole, we want them to be close so it's easier to put your rubber bands through them. And 2 more holes. 1 more. So now I've got holes in the top, holes in the bottom, okay? And so what we're gonna do next is you can set your box down for a second. You wanna grab your rubber bands. So with your rubber bands, you wanna cut them so that they'll string into one line, like that. So just basically cut any part of the rubber band so that it turns into one long piece. And you need 5 of these. It's not a bad idea to have an extra one in case one snaps or doesn't work the way you want it to. So maybe cut 6 of them, or at least have 6 around. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have my 5 rubber bands, okay? Next, what you wanna do is you're gonna be putting your rubber bands through the holes you've made in your boxes into one side. And then you're gonna reach into your box, reach in, and you're gonna tie a knot on the rubber band so that it'll stay in the hole. So you can just tie a knot like this. You see the rubber band, loop it around your finger, and then make a little knot with it, like that. It's hard to do when I'm holding the box this way, like that. See how there's a knot in it? And then you put that back in, and you'll go stretch this one to the other hole across, and then tie another knot on the other side. It may take a little bit longer on the other side because it's pretty tight at this point. And if for some reason you're not able to tie a knot on the other one, you can always get your tape back out. And you can tape your rubber band on the inside. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So grab a piece of tape. You see how we've got this? You're gonna stretch it across to your other hole, put it inside, and then tape it underneath it, okay? And now we're going to do that for every single rubber band across our guitars. So this is what my first string looks like. Okay, so now let's take a second and we'll string the rest of them up. We'll be right back. Okay, so now that you have finished stringing up your guitar, it should look something like this. I actually had to use tape more on the outside of mine than tying knots, so if yours is frustrating or you can't get it tied underneath, it's okay to tape it on the outside or the inside, depending on how big the hole was or how big the box is. I know it can be hard to do. So, you've basically finished your guitar at this point. If you want to be really creative, you can cut another hole in the top and you can use a paper towel roll or a toilet paper roll and put it in here so that you actually have a guitar stem to hold on to. But this is all you need for something to actually make music. So the key in having this make any sound is right now, it just sounds like rubber bands are snapping. You want to get something that can lift your rubber bands up a little bit. So you could grab, once again, those toilet paper rolls or a paper towel roll and you can cut them and put them under here. Or if you just want to use this when you feel like using it, you can use anything that you have to help lift these up. So I'm going to use this marker, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it underneath each different string until it's fully under there, like this. See how it's lifted up? I'm going to do that on both sides. It might take a second to slide it underneath all of them. Okay, so now it looks something like this. Both sides of my guitar are lifted up a little bit, and now we're ready to make some music. So if you can you hear how those all make very different sounds? Some are lower. This big rubber band that's pulled pretty tight. Some are higher. And they all make different tones. So I know it's nothing like completely like a guitar that you can buy at a store, but it is a fun way to make music, and if you get really creative, you can stretch these even tighter or looser, and that changes the tone that they make or the sound that they make, and you can learn different songs or try to make up your own songs with this guitar that you have made at home. So I hope that you guys are able to have fun making something like that, and if you really like making musical instruments, I have lots of other ways that we can do that together. So if you comment on this, then I can provide maybe some links to videos or other things you can watch to make music with cups, music with tin cans, all kinds of stuff. So it's good to get to speak to you all. I know that I don't see you, but I am really excited about when I get to next. I hope you have a great week. Bye.